On the eve of voting in Tamil Nadu, the political stage is set, campaigns have ended, and the focus now shifts entirely to the voter. After weeks of high voltage rallies, alliances, and sharp messaging, the contest in the state has narrowed down to two key questions. Is this the movement? Will actor turned Vijay politician make a decisive electoral debut? Will there be a Vijay Gatha that will be read out in Tamil Nadu? Will Vijay be on the Vijay path to Chennai? On the other hand, can the ruling DMK hold its ground, turf, or is there space for a comeback by the AIADMK, which is in Vanavas for last 10 years? We take a closer look, strictly through facts, numbers, and ground signals, without crossing into political advocacy as mandated during the silent period. Actor Vijay's political entry has introduced a fresh variable into what has largely been a bipolar contest in the state. His party has adopted a calibrated strategy by contesting a limited number of constituencies rather than expanding statewide. The campaign has focused on governance issues, anti-corruption messaging, and outreach to younger voters. Tamil Nadu has a significant youth electorate, with the first-time voters forming a notable share across several constituencies, particularly in urban belts. However, in the absence of any previous electoral performance or vote share data, this election will serve as the first real test of political traction. The key question remains whether visibility and popularity can translate into votes on the ground, or Vijay will perform or perish. The core contest in Tamil Nadu continues to revolve around DMK and AIADMK as of now. The DMK-led alliance enters the election with the advantage of the 2021 mandate and is seeking continuity on the basis of governance and welfare delivery. The AIADMK, on the other hand, is attempting a recovery after internal leadership changes and its stint in opposition, focusing on consolidating its base and refining its electoral strategy. In Tamil Nadu Assembly, contests are often closely fought at the constituency level, and even a shift of 2 to 3% in vote share can influence outcomes across multiple seats. So as Tamil Nadu prepares to vote, the big question remains, is this the election where a new political force begins to establish a measurable presence, or does the state continue within its familiar two-party dynamic? We open this for our panelists. I am joined by Kavita Muralidharan, senior journalist, R. Suresh Kumar, political researcher, and S.S. Sriram, political analyst. Thank you all of you for joining me. Let me straight away go to Kavita first. I'll start with you, madam.
Yeah.
And let me start with Vijay, because that's the point of a lot of interest. So, a lot of people say that Vijay, in a very secular way, would be cutting both sides. So, let us analyze him. Does he stand a chance? And if he does, what sort of a chance does he stand in terms of gaining seats in the assembly?
Okay. In terms of seats, I don't think Vijay is standing to gain seats, but in terms of vote share, I think this is one of the most unpredictable elections that I have covered as a journalist. So, in terms of vote share, there is an estimate that he'll get anywhere between 20 to 30%. Even if it's 20%, I think it's huge for a debut party like Vijay's Tamil Nadu. So in terms of seats, I don't see a conversion. Maybe Vijay will win the seats that he is contesting, but I don't think anybody else will manage to do it. But in terms of vote share, I think Vijay is trying to, the phenomenon is something very rare, also very illogical in a state like Tamil Nadu, where we see huge support, overwhelming kind of support for Vijay on ground. So it's very difficult to actually predict who he will hurt the most. For now, I think he'll hurt the AIADMK most, because Vijay himself models himself on MGR, the founder of AIADMK, and I think he wants to kind of replace AIADMK as the main political party, as one of the two main political parties in Tamil Nadu. So that may be his idea in long term. So I think he will cut into AIADMK votes more, but if he is going to take more than say 15-20% of vote share, it will eventually hurt the DMK too.
Okay, okay. Let me straight away go to Suresh. Suresh, generally people have a sort of a two-dimensional idea of Tamil Nadu politics, DMK, AIADMK. A lot of actors come and go. But in this case, will this particular actor stay? That's my question number one, before I move on to AIADMK.
TVK Joseph Vijay's vote share is unproven. His vote share is unproven. It's not in the ECI what percentage he holds. As Kavita said, Vijay is breaking ADMK vote share. See, there is always an anti-sentiment, anti-DMK votes. That is always there in the state of Tamil Nadu. That votes is about 2%, 2.5%. That votes are being transferred to Joseph Vijay. That is one point sure. And as Kavita said, in the urban cities, like you take Chennai, Coimbatore, Trichy, Madurai, Salem, take Vellore and Erode, Tirunelveli, he will garner vote share between something about 20 to 22%. That's it. And rural is faring very badly. There are 160 to 167 constituencies. That is the village belt, rural belt. There he is not performing well. His vote share is not like in the cities. He is just garnering about 5 to 7%. 5 to 7%. See, 20% votes is about 35,000 votes. 35 to 37,000 votes in each constituency. He is not getting anywhere like that. All the constituencies. The vote share of Vijay will be landing something between 11 and 14%. That's all. And it's for sure both the constituencies where he is contesting, he is going to lose very badly in Tiruchi East, and he is trailing by 4% in Perambur as of now. Both the seats he's going to lose. Both the seats he'll come second. And there are 5 constituencies in Tamil Nadu. 5 to 7 constituencies. TVK will come to the second position. And the fight in Tamil Nadu is between DMK alliance and AIADMK alliance. It is not between DMK and TVK. That's a narrative created by...
Okay, tell me how important, Kavita, how important are fan clubs in Tamil Nadu? You know, in Uttar Pradesh, you don't have fan clubs, you know. They don't get to mobilize votes. How important are fan clubs in Tamil Nadu? Are they going to play a role for Vijay? But before you answer that question, I also want to know from you is, does ADMK stand a chance? You know, they had J. Jayalalitha. In absence of ADMK, what is the future of ADMK?
See, I'm not very sure if ADMK stands a chance this election because, you know, there are many issues with that alliance. ADMK has not been able to kind of put together a grand alliance that Edappadi Palanisamy kept promising when the election started. It's not been, DMDK left the alliance, PMK is almost split. The senior Ramdas, PMK founder, issues a video message asking his cadres not to vote for PMK. So there are many issues that ADMK alliance is grappling with. Also, ever since Jayalalitha's and ADMK has not been able to keep its own leaders. You know, if Sasikala has formed her own party, I don't think she's going to make a break impact, but she'll definitely cut into some votes in the southern Tamil Nadu, which will hurt the ADMK. It happened last time. I think it happened in the parliament elections where ADMK lost because of candidates fielded by TTV Dinakaran and OPS. So there are many issues, and I don't think Edappadi Palanisamy is focused on these issues or really wanted to kind of, win. Maybe his focus is more on being the leader of the ADMK.
You know,
so
Suresh,
I think that's where he falters.
absolutely. Suresh, you know, yesterday BJP leader was saying that there's a lot of problem within DMK. I understand there was a lot of friction between DMK and Congress. Can that problem translate into larger issue for the election, or those were the teething troubles? You recall that question that I asked? No, this is for Suresh. This is for Suresh.
Yes, okay.
See, after MK Stalin took over as the president of DMK, he has kept the alliance intact. He is playing the social engineering political arithmetic very well. Very well. None of the parties from the DMK alliance left the alliance, DMK alliance. There is little a misunderstanding between DMK and Congress. It was about 1.5 months back because of one data analyst. That was taken care. Both bigger and younger brothers spoke, and it was settled. I don't think there is trouble in the grassroots level in this election. But the point is, The Congress 28 seats, the striking rate will not be more than 60%. They can only win 60% of the seats out of 28. That is for sure. That is for sure. But the alliance is intact, and the main problem with the AIADMK is they have a calculation. In the parliament election, AIADMK alliance had 23%, and the BJP alliance had 18%. So they think it will become 41%. That is not happening in the ground level.
Okay,
See,
that has not happened at the ground. Let me introduce Brijesh Pandey, input editor, News9. Brijesh, the perspective from Chennai is always different from the perspective from Delhi. So, what's the perspective from Delhi?
Well, I think, based on the conversations we had with our, reporter on the ground, and also, people from both parties and all, while all parties claim that they are the one who was on a more stronger footing. But I believe, DMK has an edge this time. And what many are believing that, that AIADMK is the one who will be able to upset, DMK and be in a position to form the government. And I think, the DMK faction is also, is apart from many other things, is also going to be helped by Vijay. Because, the vote cutting, as we were discussing yesterday, that, it all depends on the number of percentage of votes which he is able to cut, A. And B, if he is in the range of 6 to 7%, I don't think that he's going to harm DMK that much as he's going to harm the AIADMK. And that is one issue which I think will also play a decisive part. So, I mean, if you ask me, DMK seems to have an edge as far as I'm concerned.
Kavita, DMK has an edge?
Yeah, certainly, most certainly. I think DMK, as of now, as the moment we are speaking, I think DMK is going to win the elections. What remains to be seen is what kind of impact will Vijay actually have, whether will be, he claims he will be the next MGR. After MGR, I have not seen single actor on screen from Tamil Nadu, winning in a major way, or even making an impact in a very big way. Even 20% for the debut party, I think it's huge. So
Jayalalitha was there.
What?
Yeah. Jayalalitha because she came. Because she came with MGR.
Okay, so let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. What is working for DMK? What is working for DMK that he gets to become the chief minister for third time in row?
For second time.
Obviously, this is I'm going to say 10 years in power, na?
No, 5 years in power.
5 years in power. This is the
21.
second year. Sorry, I correct myself.
Yes.
So the second time.
Yeah. Yes, second time in row. So this that's also going to happen if Stalin manages to win this election. It will be after several decades. I think it was last in 1971 that the DMK actually managed to win an election for a consecutive term. And if he does, I think there are two reasons. One, Stalin's administration, the way he's been projecting in the welfare schemes, that has really hit the road. And second is a fragmented opposition. The opposition has not been able to put up a stronger fight. And TVK remains, according to me, as far as I'm concerned, TVK remains a very unpredictable factor. For now, I believe it's going to harm the ADMK more than the DMK. But if there is any change in vote share, if TVK gets more vote share than we all predict, then it could be the DMK also will get hurt.
Okay, Gautam also joins me from Bangalore. Gautam, what's your assessment of Tamil Nadu? Tomorrow is a big day. What's your assessment?
Absolutely. Just as our panelist was saying here, one crucial element that we also need to look at is which way will the Christian votes break as well, because keep in mind that we are talking about the star power of Vijay, but besides that, we have to keep in mind that he's not just attracting the youth and the women votes, but also crucially the Christian votes as well. And they have been loyal to the DMK for a very long time. So it's not just the ADMK votes that he will be splitting. It is also the crucial Congress and the DMK votes as well. Now, Congress may not be a big player, but still, that is one thing that we need to look at. And from the visuals that we have been seeing here today, Karthikeya, the buses, the trains are loaded with youth. They're coming in from all districts, and the kind of enthusiasm among the people to vote here is unlike any elections that I've seen, at least since I've been covering elections as well. And that shows that all of them who are coming in, the urban youth especially, there's only one party on their lips. It's TVK, Vijay, and that's all they have to say. So what extent are they going to cut the votes? And are they just going to be a vote cutter, or are they going to convert their votes into seats as well, and that remains to be the big question. And coming to whether the smaller parties as well, they are going to suffer a lot, especially the PMK is one party that I'm going to look at very closely, given the feud between S. Ramadas and his son Ankurmani Ramadas as well. There is a good chance that TVK could make great inroads into the 1 year camp here in northern Tamil Nadu as well. So all of these factors are something that I'm keeping a close eye on.
Okay. Finally, we have got Mr. Suresh Kumar's frame. Sir, sorry, you were not visible. Let me go to your opening comments, sir.
Thanks, Sriram. I'm pretty confident that the NDA is going to really come back to power, unlike whatever the panelists could have their own opinions. But I don't think the opposition is fragmented. It's rather DMK and the Congress that is fragmented. The entire alliance is in a disarray. There is not a single joint campaign made by Rahul Gandhi and Mr. Stalin, as being told by both of them that they seem to enjoy a great, brotherly affection. None of the alliance partners in DMK is in the mood, the way they were. And certainly Vijay is going to tend the minorities vote, which was predominantly going to DMK. So it is going to hurt them very badly. In fact, the city is not once their forte this time is going to really, really hurt them as much for Mr. Vijay. So Vijay is definitely a newcomer, definitely a man who might gather more votes than probably any other party even did. But he's certainly a vote, breaker, and he's not going to consolidate anywhere. So, DMK come to power, others' opinion, respect them, but I have full reason to believe that Mr. Edappadi is going to be the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu next for sure.
What is working for ADMK? Sure. Tell me, what is working for ADMK?
The total anti-incumbency of the last 5 years, the kind of lawlessness in Tamil Nadu, the kind of drug menace in Tamil Nadu, the confrontation of the central government, constantly blaming the central government for all their flaws. In all these things don't go well with people. And of course, his benefits and his schemes that he has announced now, especially for the youngsters, for the students, and for the women folk, all these things which are well received by the people. And blaming the central government for all their misdeeds and their inefficiency is not cutting eyes to them. I mean, they can't get away saying it is Prime Minister, it is Prime Minister. So we will wait and see. You will know the surprises. It is definitely working towards NDA, and Mr. Edappadi has really gained ground in the last 1 month. And Vijay is going to hurt DMK, certainly not the ADMK. And the maximum hurt is happening only with DMK and to an extent NTK. That's my opening remark.
I don't know what will happen, but आपने discussion में आग जरूर लगा दी. Vijay, to you.
No. I mean, see, to each his own. I mean, nobody's. We all see things and we all see things with our own perspective. So I mean, he's fairly entitled to his viewpoint, and I have no qualms with that. But I think it's very interesting points which he has put forward, but he has also not put forward the internal squabble between AIADMK and BJP, where BJP leaders feel that that they have been taken for all right as far as and they are also met with the big brotherly attitude of the AIADMK. So there is internal squabbles, and Congress is not that much of a player that it's going to harm the DMK. I mean, in the fact that that both Rahul Gandhi and Stalin didn't come together and held a rally and all. So I personally feel that the thing which is going to be the X factor is basically the percentage of vote which Vijay polls. That is going to be one of the key things as far as this particular election is concerned. There will always be an anti-incumbency, and usually it goes to the dominant party, which is the dominant opposition party, which people feel that they're in a position to take over or replace that party. In this case, it would have been AIADMK. But how much of secular cut, as Karthi Chidambaram told you in an interview, that by secular I mean cutting votes from both the parties, is Vijay going to do? That is going to be one of the key factors. And there's not much of that much of an anti-incumbency, against DMK also, and also the fact that if you look at the AIADMK, the internal rifts and all that is there. So if you ask me, as I said, DMK is clearly they do have an edge as far as this election is concerned.
The Vijay Katha is dominating the narrative. Vijay Katha is dominating the narrative.
Yeah, and that domination is for DMK and not for AIADMK, not for NDA. Vijay is definitely dominating, and it's dominating and it's hurting them badly. Unlike the narrative that people want to set, saying that it's going to hurt ADMK, wait and see till the 4th of May,
Okay.
and we will know who Vijay actually hurt.
Suresh.
See, there is anti-incumbency wave against several ministers, MLAs, mainly corporators in Tamil Nadu. For the past 45 days, the image of Mr. M.K. Stalin is on the rise. The anti-incumbency wave is slightly settling into a pro-incumbency wave. You can see it on May 5th, May 4th. And DMK alliance will garner 45% plus. That will be their final percentage of vote share, and they will do better than 2021 elections. And take it from me, they will form the government comfortably. DMK will form the government comfortably. Without alliance seats, they will form the government comfortably.
Okay.
And ADMK is losing because of BJP.
Okay, Kavita, you wanted to come in.
I really wanted to come in because I hope you'll invite all of us. I know I'm really hoping I'm making this request. I hope you'll invite us and Mr. Sriram on May 4th. So we'll actually,
absolutely. That's going to be a cracker of a.
I would have definitely wanted the same request. I wish the same panel comes to a
happen.
on the 4th of May.
So we'll revisit and we'll see whose predictions came. I stand by because I've covered elections for several years, and I think there is a problem with the ADMK alliance. I think there is a crisis in the alliance within the ADMK also, which is spilling out on electoral ground. So that is advantaged DMK, and I think Vijay is going to cut into ADMK votes because his intention is that. And when I said after MGR nobody came, sir pointed out rightly that Jayalalitha did, but for Jayalalitha she kind of came.
Is there a
ADMK.
comparison with MGR? Kavita, can there be a comparison with MGR?
He actually wants that. He wants to kind of model himself on MGR, but there cannot be any comparison because MGR started 2 decades before he actually launched a party and became the chief minister. He started in 1950s. It's not like he started a party a year ago and decided I'll be the chief minister tomorrow and hit the grounds. He didn't do that. He had solid groundwork behind him. And when MGR kind of walked out of DMK, there was a fans association that walked out of DMK with him. So the party had a structure, even if it was newly launched. I personally believe as a journalist, if Vijay's party had a structure, Karur tragedy would not have happened because there will be, secretaries at unit level to kind of see to people to make sure that they have, they have some water, some food, and they are attended to. And there will be in Dravidian parties, it's very common. One unit secretary is in charge of 20 people coming to the a meeting. So they take care of everything. I basically believe it's because Vijay's party doesn't have a structure, TVK doesn't have a structure, that the tragedy happened. So also in Tamil Nadu elections, one very important thing is booth level focus. Unless you have strong booth agents, which ADMK and DMK has, because they are parties. I mean, they are veterans in electoral field. But only tomorrow after the poll, the votes are cast, we know what kind of performance. I've heard people say that Vijay's party is like missing from rural areas. There is no, no campaign, no flags. I can hear people say that. But what beats me is a kind of crowd that turns up. And you see on social media the kind of noise that TVK people are, supporters of TVK are making.
But Tamil Nadu is a very cosmopolitan state. I must admit, unlike many other states, MGR came from, he was a Malayali. Jayalalitha was a Kannadiga. By ideology and it's a very cosmopolitan state. Yes, it can be very feudal at the time if you look at the social structure, but its ability to accept people from outside is amazing. I'll come to you, Sriram. You wanted to say something, Gautam?
Just a small correction. Madam Jayalalitha was not a Kannadiga. She was born in a Tamilian born in Mysore. That does not make her a Kannadiga. She was a Tamilian, by her language, by her mother tongue. And that's the only correction I'd like to make.
But she was born outside this state, This native,
that is okay.
I mean to say other state can go into different form of nativism. But
she is born in Karnataka, don't deny that, but she is not a Kannadiga.
Okay, she was born in Karnataka. Gautam.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, if I have to look at what all our panelists are saying here, I just need to put this into perspective from a journalist's point of view who has ears close to the ground. Karthikeya, what I understand is that there is no real macro narrative defining this election. It's going to be a micro election. It's going to have Vijay creating a different kind of impact in several seats as well. And we have to keep in mind that Vijay factor is not just limited to urban centric. It is present in rural regions as well, and the scale of it is actually quite overwhelming. And we will get to know when voting happens tomorrow what kind of percentage it is really going to be, because it's not just youngsters, it's middle-aged women who are also who had actually expressed kind of support for Amma Jayalalitha back then. They are now supporting Vijay in the election, and this desire for change, the star power, the organic sympathy that he's getting is actually driving towards him, and all the narratives also could be basically broken, and we might be in for a big surprise, Karthikeya.
Okay, I have really run short of time. Thank you, all of you. I don't know whose prediction is going to come true, but Tamil Nadu election is going to be really, very interesting. You know, people talk
Get
about
the same panel.
Yes, what are you saying?
Get the same panel. Get the same panel on the 4th of May.
I'm
very curious.
I'll ensure that.
Very curious.
I'll ensure that. I'll ensure that.
Please ensure.
I'll ensure that. Thank
Please
you, sir.
ensure.
I'll ensure that. Thank
you so much.